Hey, everybody, and welcome to episode 12 of the Brink of Sanity. I'm Jay, and of course, we have Bri.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's going. How are you?
It's going pretty good.
We made it to 12, huh? A dozen, like donuts.
This is pretty friggin' amazing at this point.
Yep.
So, we got a pretty big show lined up. Pretty fucking tremendous.
Awesome.
Yep.
Just us, I take it, tonight.
Yeah, just us. It's, I figured it's been a while since we just had us, so we'd do it up.
That's good. We're
Yep.
trying to promote other people anyway.
Yeah, I was feeling pretty antisocial this week, so didn't really feel like even inviting anybody. Screw 'em, right?
and I've got no friends, so there's nobody on my side to invite, so that's
Uh,
all.
my buddy who's been listening to the show says he calls you Negator now.
Negator?
Yeah,
That's not a bad. I like that, actually.
yeah, it's not bad.
It almost sounds racist, but it's not. I kind of like it.
The Brink of Sanity with Jay and Negator.
Negator. Ah.
Or it sounds kind of like a Transformer.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of like it.
It sounds like one of those Transformers that's like a bunch of Transformers into one.
Yeah, like the
Yeah.
construction zone
Yep.
guys.
Yep. Yep.
I think they have the dinosaur ones,
Yep.
all of which were left out of the movie.
Negator, huh? I like that. It's a nice ring to it.
All right, maybe we'll go with them.
Maybe I should open up the internet and so I have the Max Headroomy. I'm Negator with like the little stuttering and the.
We also got a late email about our drowning an infant challenge.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that was a long time ago, wasn't it?
it was only 2 episodes ago, but we skipped a week, so it was
yeah.
3 weeks ago.
Did somebody offer an infant?
Well, he said his 2-year-old daughter is pretty strong, and he doesn't think I can do it.
Oh,
I said, put your money where your mouth is.
it sounds like somebody's trying to get out of fatherhood.
Somebody
Right.
has an illegitimate bastard child.
Somebody wants to go back to being selfish and not having to worry about a bratty kid.
Yeah, right? So that was the only feedback we got on that one. I was surprised.
Yeah.
So
Why don't you pump out the contact info?
we have the Brink of Sanity at gmail.com. And right now we're using the brinkofsanity.libsyn.com. Libsyn is Libsyn. You can get all our old episodes on there and our voicemail. And there's some pictures on there and stuff. We might be changing.
Couple of JPEGs, yeah.
Yeah, we might be launching a website in a couple of weeks, but until then, go there for all your. I don't know why you'd want to go there, but
Brink of Sanity news and updates.
yeah, exactly.
News you can use.
Mm-hmm. Thank everyone who voted on Podcast Alley. That helps voting.
Thank you.
Voting restarts in about a week and a half, and then we're going to need more people to vote because we just fell out of the top 50.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we were in there all the way until about 2 days ago. So,
Huh.
yeah, we were actually in the top 20 for a long time. But
Well, all of them, or just comedy?
yeah, out of all of them, no, we're still in the top 15 or so in comedy.
Sweet.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. The show's still young.
True. Very
Still
true.
working out the kinks.
Yeah.
And we want feedback on our guest hosts. You know, what you thought of them, who you want to come back, who you don't want to come back. Let us know what you
Oh, I did hear again. The same person. Remember last week I said there was a person who said that the show sounded choppy.
Yeah,
The same person said last week's show was choppy again.
again.
Again, yes.
As it,
But as
on-
in what?
on my end or your end?
She said at one point it sounded like I was talking and you guys didn't hear me because you were. But I told her you guys were probably just ignoring me.
That's probably the more likely scenario.
Yeah.
I feel like whenever anybody talks on the show, the other person's like doing something completely different. We kind of just talk to ourselves.
Yeah, I'm usually like I nod off while you tell a story, and then I sort of wake myself up and respond to it.
Yeah, when you tell a story, I pay some bills, check some email. It's pretty productive,
okay.
actually.
I'm used to it at work. Everybody tunes me out because I'm like the boy that cried wolf. I just lie all day, make up things, and people have just started tuning me out. So
Did the saga at work end with you accusing everyone of stealing shit? And
Oh, my glasses did turn up. Yeah, I came in one day and they were on my desk. They're all dirty and like dusty and shit. So the explanation that I'm going to go with and accept is that nobody took them. The cleaning people found them and put it. They must have been under my desk somewhere or something because it went on for Monday to Thursday. I found them. So I know there's some jokesters in the office, but I think even they wouldn't have let it go on that long. So
that's pretty long for something like glasses. I could see something that you don't.
yeah. So what was funny is that I found them, and I didn't tell anybody that I found them. Well, what happened was like the whole office was like looking for them, and everybody was accusing everybody. It was this whole mess, and like everybody was accusing everybody else of taking them, and I was just like, well, whatever, you know. They turn up when they turn up, you know. I got like past pissed, and I was just like, whatever happens, happens. And so I told a couple of people that day, but I didn't tell any of the people that I work around, like the 4 people around me. So like the next week, like another week goes by, and there was a file missing everybody was looking for, and somebody joked. So one lady jokes and she goes, "Oh, it's probably with Brian's glasses." And I said, "Oh, I found my glasses." They said, "Oh, where were they?" And I said, "Oh, you know, they're on my desk in the morning when I came in. I don't know what happened to them." And so then this other the lady that sits across from me goes, Anything you want to say?" And I was like, "No." She goes, "You're not going to apologize?" I said, "Apologize for what?" She goes, "For blaming us for taking your glasses?" I said, "Well, I asked my glasses where they were, and they didn't answer me. So as far as I'm concerned, somebody might have taken them or somebody might not have taken them." She's like, "You're not going to apologize?" I was like, "No."
The jury's still out on if somebody took them or not.
I mean, I could send them for forensic fingerprints, but I don't have that kind of money. But the good news is my glasses are found, and I haven't worn them since then.
I can't believe she actually asked you to apologize.
It was kind of funny, yeah. Well, they didn't talk to me for a week, and I didn't. It was like a mutual, like, not talking to anybody for a week.
That's
I
awesome.
just, like, they'd walk past me, and I'd just, like, ignore them, and they'd ignore me. It was pretty funny. It was a tense week. It's kind of nice, though.
Making work awkward's awesome.
Yeah. It was pretty fun.
Nobody has a sense of humor anymore. It's ridiculous.
No, I know. You have an example of that, or?
Well, I have plenty of examples of that, but
Oh.
a personal example, I put up a video last night, and it was, it made fun of mentally hilarious people, retarded people, but, it's comedy. It's a joke, We're acting retarded, trying to eat cereal, and
Oh, that one?
having trouble. Yeah, I put that up, and I wake up and like there's this whole list of like comments just saying how I'm a horrible human being and stuff, and I thought it was just funny watching people spill milk all over their face, But I don't know. One of the comments says these guys are going to burn in a fiery brimstone in hell.
Well, that's nothing you didn't already know. I mean, I wouldn't get all bent out of shape about the guy telling you the truth.
No, I'm just amazed at how pissed everyone gets at it, and the person above it wrote, "The scary thing is they won't. They're just gonna die like everyone else." So that's a happy person. And it was us trying to eat cereal for retards, and it was called Paraplegios. And someone
You
wrote,
guys were like 14 when you made it. You actually looked retarded, so.
yeah, and some guy wrote, "Paraplegics are not retards." Really, thank you for that. It's a friggin' joke. It's a funny name. It's not.
Maybe when you were 15 you didn't know that, and maybe that's why you named it like that.
No, we knew that. We're still smarter than everyone back then, but it's comedy. Chill out. And then I don't know if you heard, they're already starting in with the new Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, it's coming out next week, and 12 people got shot in Chicago, and they blamed it on the Grand Theft Auto ads, and they started taking down all the Grand Theft Auto ad is like a girl eating a lollipop next to like the Grand Theft Auto logo, but apparently that makes people shoot each other. So once again, let's blame it on the video games.
12 people get shot in Chicago like every hour.
That's what I thought. It was probably more than that the week before when the ad wasn't out, but
hell, 12 Bulls fans commit suicide an hour. I mean, that's 12 deaths.
yeah, exactly. And Cubs fans, forget it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. People are uptight lately. Don't think I like it. Do you have?
It's because everybody thinks that. It's the same. Like I said with when I ranted about YouTube last week, it's the same with like blogs and stuff. Everybody thinks that they have an opinion and that their opinion matters, so they have to tell everybody, even people that don't care. Like, who cares if some person in Chicago doesn't like your YouTube video? They don't have to tell you, but they have to feel validated, so they could try to tell you and like try to ruin your day.
I was laughing every time a complaint came in. I thought it was hilarious because these people are getting all worked up over a video that I found on an old VHS tape that I thought would be funny to throw on the net and get a reaction. And
That's why I want to cast my vote for our generation being the worst generation of people ever in human society. That's one vote for our generation.
Your ideas intrigue me, and I'd like to subscribe to your newsletter.
Well, I mean, it's the same thing I've been railing about forever. It's just like the whole like everybody's a star fucker. Everybody needs their 5 minutes of fame, and it's not even 15 anymore. It's 5 minutes, and everybody has to go on the internet and feel validated and start a podcast. I know this is very hypocritical, but they have to do a podcast, or they have to go blog, or they have to go on MySpace and comment on every single fucking thing that goes on, and they have to go on message boards and tell people how much they love the Mars Volta and Sum 41 and Nickelback and all that shit. And it's like, nobody cares. It's like, just fucking live your life. Don't tell other people what you think, because nobody cares anyway. It's just gotten out of control. This whole like technology is what's bringing we're like devolving because of technology, because of cell phones, because of the internet, because of like just everything. It sucks. It's all going down. I can't wait for the comet to come. I really can't. I know this is Negator talking here, but if you take a step back and just think about what I'm saying and look at it big picture wise, look out your window and just watch people, you realize that I'm onto something.
As much as I want to disagree, you got some valid points there. I mean, you can't really say or do anything in the public eye and have somebody not complain about it now.
Like, why on earth would you ever need now I have one and I've never used it, but why on earth would you ever need a camera on your cell phone?
I don't know. The only reason I have one is because it came with the phone, and I had no choice.
I used it once because I was at a store that I wanted to buy something, a gift for somebody, so I took a picture of the thing. It didn't even come out, and I deleted it.
That was the one time I did it, too. I sent it to somebody saying, like, is this what you're looking for? But if I want a grainy, low-resolution picture, well, I wouldn't, so why do it?
But, like, now you can't go anywhere. You go to a concert, and before you go to a concert, it used to be, like, flashbulbs going off. Now it's like everybody has their cell phone up, like, trying to get that picture in the pitch black of the band. It's like, or even worse is where they call their friend. They're like, listen, I'm here seeing Rush. Can you hear it through the feedback and the over bass and the static? Can you hear that through my phone? Oh, really? Oh, no, you should hear it. It's awesome. All you hear is noise coming through the other side. You're like, shut the fuck up. Why are you waking me up at 11 o'clock at night?
I get so many of those, too. It's ridiculous.
It's like, okay, if I wanted to go, I would have bought a ticket. I don't care.
I have a New Year's picture of 8 people sitting on various couches and chairs, and every single one is looking into their cell phone. It's hilarious.
It's just so... I mean, everywhere you go, people are just walking and talking. You're in the store. The people that... This is where we've come full circle. I've been saying this for years. Remember, like, 4 or 5 years ago, before everybody had a cell phone, when, like, half the people had cell phones, you'd go into, like, 7-Eleven or, like, a gas station or, like, some kind of convenience store, and the clerk behind the counter was always on the phone, and they're, like, talking, and they're taking your order, ringing you up, whatever. And there was always that one, like, it's always a fat lady, like a 40-year-old fat lady, who has breathing problems. And she's like, ugh, can you put the phone down, blah, blah, blah. Well, those same people now are the people that are in the grocery store with their cell phone, like, telling everybody, what the fuck's going on in their life while they're on the phone. And it's just completely full circle now.
I concur.
And that's why I don't use my phone. I boycotted it.
Did you hear in England they wrapped all the lampposts and sign posts and everything in like foam padding because so many people
were walking into it?
Yeah, so many people were walking into it and hurting themselves. They actually padded everything in the city.
They should line it with like razor sharp wire.
and broken glass
Yeah.
and big well, what short circuits phones? Big magnets or something.
Water.
Water. Yeah, they splash water, your acid in your face.
I can't wait like 20 years when all the like cell phone junkies and tanning salon junkies are all rotting away with cancer. Oh, I can't wait for that day. I hope I live long enough to see it.
Tumor day.
I hope nobody kills me first, which could happen for various reasons, but I can't wait like 2015 when all the 20-something-year-old sorority girls with their over-the-ass tattoos and their belly button piercings and their, go to the tanning salon 2 hours a day, every day for a week, and they're just like rotting away and they have no skin, and all those people with all the businessmen with their cell phones, they have like big fucking volleyballs coming out the side of their head because they have such big tumors. Oh, I can't wait.
Negator.
Negator. I need theme music for that.
You do. If somebody is good with Reason or something, make Brian Negator theme.
Negator. Dun dun. But on the no, I guess not on the good note. It is spring. Weather's starting to get a little warmer. Stay out a little later.
The outfits are getting sexy.
Outfits are getting sexier, but there is one problem. We do have to worry about the large group of people who are the world's biggest, most insecure people and world's largest attention whores. And by that I mean motorcycle riders. They're going to be out. They're coming out full, all over the place now. Can't go anywhere without almost running one over.
I thought you were going to say the super souped up car stereos with the window open.
Motorcycles are worse. If you ever met anybody who owns a motorcycle, they're like the most insecure people in the world. They're just so they just need to be validated. They just ride their bike and they park next to other bikes and they're like, yeah, man, look what I go. Yeah, I did that too. Nobody fucking cares. Shut the fuck up. Hey, this is what I spend my hard-earned money on. Yeah, great.
The neighbor at my parents' house has a motorcycle, so he got his son like a mini motorcycle, but since the kid's kind of young, he doesn't let him go in the streets with it. So the kid drives up and down the driveway for like hours.
There's a kid at my parents' house on the street that does that too. Back and forth. Me. Yeah, he does that too.
Nobody's impressed and nobody likes it. It's not like when we were kids and somebody had like the Hot Wheels and everyone was jealous.
Yeah.
That just makes everyone hate you.
Yeah, they all just need attention so they could go to their biker bars and just be like, yeah, man, this is my bike, look. Or, go down to the beach and try to impress chicks. When chicks don't care because it's just an industrial-sized vibrator. They don't give a shit about you. They just want to get their clit rubbed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You said the other week that you hate New York.
I hate it.
Did you have too many Times Square experiences?
My only Times Square experiences was that New Year's Eve that we went.
Okay, because I was in Times Square last week, and I was like, well, if this is Bri's New York experience, I can see why he thinks it's the worst. It's pretty much hell on earth.
It's like all Asian people, isn't it?
It's just everyone's a tourist, and everyone's walking around with their camera taking pictures of everything.
Well, that's everywhere too. That goes back to my whole rant on society, which I kind of got derailed from. But like everywhere, everything that ever happened in the world is like on TV now. There's a camera everywhere, and there's no need for that.
Everything in Times Square is an ad. It's just like a giant pop-up ad. It's the things I try to avoid in real life, and when I'm on the computer and shit, I'm trying to like swat these things away. And then you go to Times Square, and it's just like real life pop-up ads, and everyone seems impressed by like the flashing lights, but it's really just like a bunch of shit that you'd avoid when you're like checking your email and stuff. Like if they made a real life pop-up blocker, Times Square would just disappear. Nothing. And when I was walking through, I lost a bet to Joel, our original guest host. And
the basketball, the Timberwolves, right?
Yeah, the goddamn Timberwolves. Worst team ever, and somehow they won more than 20 games. So I owed him a dinner, and he picks a place in Times Square, and it took me like over 10 minutes to walk 3 blocks because I'm like dodging all these idiots who like. stop short. Like they're just walking and they just stop short and decide they have to take a picture of the Lee Jeans ad or whatever the kids are wearing. And I was just furious. And I was like, if Bri even stepped foot here, I could see why he hates New York.
I think I've probably been like in that area, but I've never specifically gone there except for just that New Year's Eve when we went, and that was like a hellish day because it was so cold and I was sick and we had to deal with that. I was sober and we had to deal with all those fish fans on the train on the way in, and
all those dirty fucks asking for extra tickets. Yeah, I remember that.
yeah.
But New York City is not Times Square. There's good areas.
Hell on earth.
Times Square is hell on earth. Come on, the area we went to for my birthday was fine. That wasn't bad.
Oh yeah, except for me getting yelled at for not yelling out the trivia answer, except someone else did.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't mean the whole town sucks.
It does in my book. Very sensitive. I get slighted, the whole town goes on the shit list.
I would like to get the cliff notes of your book. I don't know if I could sit through the whole thing, but I would like the cliff notes.
Negator.
I never finished my story from last week because Billy's big shit and he had a photo shoot or a press conference or whatever he was doing when I was getting into it. But
what story? I forgot.
how I had to go to a club that had a $50 cover.
Oh, $50 club. That's right.
$50 club. I was on the guest list, so I got in for free, and it still wasn't worth it. It was the worst thing ever, pretty much. It was first of all, you go online, and they frisk you, and they make you throw out pretty much anything. Like I was getting a sore throat, so I had halls in my pocket. They made me throw out my halls. If you had gum, anything like that, you had to throw it out. I don't know if people were lacing their gum with acid or something. I mean, I don't get the logic in making people throw out like wrapped packages of gum.
Well, they probably don't want gum on the floor.
Well, what about like halls? That's just a breath mint.
I guess. But anyways, keep going.
And then they have separate entrances for guys and girls. Why they do that other than to just be obnoxious, I don't know. But like we were with a group with guys and girls, so immediately you lose each other the second you like walk through the doors, and then you spend half the night trying to find each other.
Mm-hmm.
Bottle of water, $5. A cup of rum and Coke. It was $10, and it tasted like the bottle of water. Watered down shit.
Yep.
Everyone in there was just creeps. It was just creep club.
Really?
And the DJ between songs would like stop and then play another song. Like that's not being a DJ. That's not mixing songs. Like anybody could like play a song, wait for it to end, and then start up a new one. Like I don't get how that makes them.
They don't even need a DJ for that. They have iPods that do that. And
yeah, exactly. I could have brought in my mixtape from 1987 and like done the same exact job. It was So then they had all these fucking smoke machines, and like I was getting a sore throat, and they threw away my halls, so like I friggin' couldn't even breathe. It was just the worst place on earth. So
why'd you go?
It was my girlfriend's best friend's birthday party, and I kind of got suckered into going. But from then on, I made a new rule that I am just not going to do anything that I don't want to do ever again, because it's not worth it. I waste my time. I waste my money. It's not a good scene. So I feel like the last few weeks, like at least once a week, I'm somewhere where I don't want to be. And new rule.
Besides work?
Besides work, because then I get evicted if I don't go to work. But other than that, I'm not going anywhere I don't want to go.
Cool.
Yeah. I'm a grumpy old man. I'm going to sit in my room and pout. And I'm just not going to go. And ever since I started doing that, it's been going well. I like it.
You've been home all the time.
Exactly, and it's been awesome. Been
Nice.
watching my stories.
Yep.
I've
Gonna watch those.
been doing some reading. It's been awesome.
Cool.
Yep.
You made a major life decision. I envy you.
Yeah, see that? Of course, now I'll have absolutely nothing to talk about in future episodes, but,
Oh, that's all right.
I have a good imagination. I'll make up stuff.
That's right. You just rehash old stories from shows that nobody's listened to. Check the lowest downloaded show, and we'll just repeat that show.
Yeah, exactly. Until people catch on. Which they won't. Or I could just start some drama at work like you do.
Yeah. Well, I didn't start it. It happened to me, and then it just
Wait,
dissolved.
you kind of kept it going. You kind of didn't tell everyone the problem was solved.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Yeah,
Whatever.
some call that instigating. I call that comedy.
Whatever. I forget. I was just about to say something. He derailed me. Now I forgot what I was going to say.
Derail you with my awesome story.
Shit. Oh well.
I don't know what to tell you.
I don't have any interesting stories. I haven't really done anything since the last show. So I took
Yeah.
my dad to the casino for his birthday, and he got hammered. It's pretty
Oh
funny.
yeah,
Yeah, he got bombed.
it's always fun to watch.
I thought he was gonna pass out on the table or something. He
Sweet.
just kept repeating the same two lines to me for an hour and a half.
He's a repeater drunk.
Kinda. Yeah, he won a hand. He won a big hand. He won $300, and he was out well, no, it was actually probably more. He was out $600, and he won a big hand, and he made all of his money back. But I won the same hand, and I was up. I was up $1,000 at the time. I ended up leaving up 500 probably.
Nice.
But I was just whatever, I don't care. And but after he got this hand, he's like, oh, that's so great. I got that three of a kind. Oh, that $300. 10 minutes later. Oh, that three of a kind. Oh, that was great. How you doing? You up? You down? Oh, you're up. Okay, good. Oh, that hand was great. Oh, I really needed that. Oh, I'm gonna get it again. I can't wait. He just kept saying that over and over. And then he was yelling at the dealer. He was yelling at the pit boss, telling everybody it was his birthday. It was just oh God.
There must be something about being in your 50s and turning into a repeater. My dad does the same thing.
60s. He was 62. Oh, I'm 62 tomorrow. Pit boss kept coming over, and she'd mark the card after a certain amount of time that you were there, so you get points. So give me enough points for a hamburger. I need a hamburger. I got to go to the food court and get a hamburger. 20 minutes later, she comes back. Just give me enough for a hamburger. I don't want a steak. Just give me a hamburger. I was like, oh God.
That's awesome. I need to go drinking with your dad.
He was drinking Manhattans. I was like, wow.
We'll just scream about hamburgers until we get them. We'll be at a bar that doesn't even have hamburgers, and we'll just scream about it.
I was pissed because I was pounding drinks, and then he was bombed before I was, and I was like, all right, I guess I better stop so I could get us home tonight. But it was all right. It was a fun night. Long night. Got home at 2 in the morning, which for my dad is staying up 2 days in a row. Who am I kidding? It is for me, too.
Yeah, it is for me. Now that I made my new rule, forget it. 2 in the morning is friggin' bender. I was I was trying to look up articles in case we ran out of shit to talk about.
Yep.
And these kind of names for articles just get under my skin. The ones that start with a question, is Lindsay Lohan drinking again? Or, it's I'm not going to click to find out. Just fucking tell me what the story is, I guess that works for a lot of people. Well, is she? Well, let me see. I'm just no, you tell me what the fuck happened, and if I want to read more about it, I'll read it. I'm not going to, fall for your stupid lead-on questions.
Because usually the answer ends up being not what you want it to be when it's a question and that's how they get you.
Yeah, if it's a question, that means they don't know or probably not. It's just a waste of everyone's time. But I guess it works. They had those ads on TV a couple years ago. It was some pharmaceutical thing, like something life, and like the commercial were just like, "What is blah blah life?" And that was it. And it just had like a
Herbalife?
website, huh?
Herbalife?
It might have been Herbalife.
Like that?
Yeah, it was just like, "Oh, what is Herbalife?" And then it showed like a website, and like it's like I hate commercials enough. Now you're giving me homework?
Yeah.
Excuse me? No.
Your job is to pay. You pay to tell me what it is. I love
Yeah,
these medicine commercials. It's like, tell your doctor if you have type 2 diabetes. Well, you know what? My doctor knows if I have type 2 diabetes. I don't have to tell him anything.
yeah. My doctor will tell me if I have it.
Tell your doctor you want Ambien CR. Now, I'm not going to tell my doctor that. My doctor tells me what I take because my doctor's a doctor and I'm just a yutz who watches too much TV.
And rants about
Right.
idle shit.
Don't get me started on the pharmaceutical industry.
I'm not a doctor. I'm Negator.
That's right. MD. Master of Disaster.
MAD. You should get a business card with that. Negator. MAD.
MAD. That's not bad. I like that. Negator. FU.
Gotta give props to Sean on that one. He's
Yep. Thanks, Sean.
of course he was the
Is he the one that refused to vote because he knew it pissed me off?
yeah, it was.
Sweet. Finally did something good.
Yep. He said he's still not voting, by the way.
Ah, fuck him.
Yeah.
Don't make me become positor.
That just makes him like everyone else.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, well.
We get like 5 votes. No, we had like 25 votes, I think, didn't we?
Yeah, we got 24 votes, which is it's more than last month, so we're moving in the right direction.
Sweet.
We need 27 to stay in the top 50 for the whole month. So remember that for next month, you fuckers.
27, that's a lot of pressure.
I know. Oh well. Anyway, when I was looking up stupid articles,
Oh, yeah.
there is this one girl who is making a quote-unquote art project
I've seen headlines about this, but you're going to have to fill me in on the details.
Well, first of all, this is just a disgusting bitch. Like, I don't know how you can even... I don't know. I guess that's the whole point of the buzz, is that's what she's trying to do.
But it's like dead fetuses or something?
Yeah, she is inducing miscarriages and saving the blood and making that into an art exhibit.
What's the best kind of fetus? A dead fetus.
She... I don't know. Why would anybody even want to see that? Why would you do it, and why would anybody want to see that? There's some really fucked up art exhibits going on right now. Like, there's another guy who just tied a dog to the wall, and that's his art exhibit. He's going to leave the dog there and let it starve to death, and the starving, soon-to-be dead dog is the art, I guess.
Oh, that's not right. You don't do that to dogs. You do that to kids, but you don't do that to dogs.
And they let it go. The place that was holding the exhibit let the dog starve and rot, and apparently that is okay.
Bastards.
I can't make a friggin' YouTube video without a page of people complaining, but somebody could tie a dog to a wall and let it starve to death? I don't know what's wrong.
Interesting. No, I've seen like headlines about the miscarriage lady, but I haven't taken the time to read about any of that because I don't really like art, so I don't care either way what it is.
It's a 9-month process where she artificially inseminated herself as often as possible while periodically taking abortifacient drugs, or whatever you say.
I could have inseminated her. She didn't have to artificially inseminate.
To induce miscarriages. Her exhibition will feature video recordings of the miscarriages. Ew. As well as preserved collections of the blood.
She definitely doesn't sound like somebody who should have children, so there is that on a positive note. She's not actually having them.
I just hope she totally fucks up her uterus and can't have kids forever now, because that is just disgusting, and I don't see why anybody wants to see that.
Doug Stanhope has a great bit about the government should offer like rednecks like NASCAR tickets and stuff to get them sterilized and give them like vasectomies and stuff. Like, here you go, here's front row tickets to the NASCAR race. All we need is your just got to do a little snip here. That way we can get rid of all the like overpopulating of rednecks and stupid people and all that stuff.
There'd be like 25 people left on the planet, though.
I know.
I guess
hey,
it's fine.
free tickets to a show. I mean,
Yeah. I don't know. It works for me.
yeah.
Be less. We wouldn't have to deal with Bill Engvall on TV and the other hick with no sleeves and that whole crew.
Good that we could get real comedy back. None of this Dane Cook nonsense.
I know. Real comedy is dead, I think. Not much left.
No, there's only about 5 or 6 people that I could think of that I would be interested in going to see.
Yeah, there's some good, like, stand-up comedy is still around. I mean, there's still plenty of that, but as far as TV shows and movies and stuff, I was on Netflix trying to find a comedy, and it was like, if you don't like Will Ferrell or Jack Black, there's really, like, no...
Or the Knocked Up guys. Those guys seem to be making, like, a movie every month now.
Yeah, they still only have, like, 3, though. But, so I couldn't find a comedy, so I rented There Will Be Blood. Did you see that?
I haven't, no.
There Will Be Boredom.
Really?
Oh. It's like... It was the longest movie. I only got through the first 6 hours of it. I just couldn't handle it. It's like...
Wait,
it's like,
is that the Coen Brothers one?
No, that's No Country for Old Men, which is the other one I got. Which
I haven't seen that either.
That one was good. There Will Be Boring, though. Oh, my God. It's like the show 24, only instead of 24 hours real time, it was like 24 years. It takes place over a span of 24 years, and I think they filmed every second of it. There was like 10-minute spans where they didn't say a word, and it's not like it was interesting, You don't have to have dialogue for it to be interesting, but you have to have, like, something. And it was just the slowest, most boring. I don't know. Everyone was talking about it, saying how great it was, and I was shitless. I had my buddy come over and explain, like, what happened in the 2 hours I skipped, and then I watched the last scene. And the last scene was very good, so I recommend doing that. Have somebody come over and explain to you what happens in the first 6.5 hours.
Huh.
And you won't miss it. He'll explain the entire 6.5 hours in 4 sentences or less. Pointless. Horrible, horrible flick.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Don't.
Something just came out on video that I wanted to see, and I forgot what it was now. Oh, Juno. I still haven't seen Juno. No, it wasn't that. It was something else.
I don't think I want to see that. That seems like another one, like A Little Miss Sunshine.
Oh, that was horrible. That was so bad.
Yep.
Oh, God. That was like, I just wanted to kill myself after watching it for just wasting my time. I mean, I waste time. I have tons of free time. I don't do anything with myself, but the fact that I wasted an hour and a half. You know what else I watched recently? An old movie that everybody loves, and I hated. I felt the same way after I saw Little Miss Sunshine. Was Edward Scissorhands. That was awful.
Yeah, I like that one.
Oh, God. I was just like, what the fuck am I doing here? Is this going anywhere?
I mean, I didn't think it was the greatest, but, it was enjoyable.
Yeah, I just was bored out of my mind watching it. I don't know why.
I could see that. I mean, it was slow.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. All these movies are overrated.
There hasn't been a good movie in a few years.
There was,
I don't even think there's anything good coming out this summer.
Iron Man.
Iron Man. I'd like, the guy that's playing Iron Man.
Hell yeah.
He's awesome.
And Jon Favreau's directing.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll go see it then. Give Favs a little credit.
Gotta support Fav. I mean,
I love Downey, Robert Downey. He's a good actor. He's a whack job, which makes him even better. But
ever since Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, I've been sold on that guy. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't seen it.
Rent that. Awesome. Him and Val Kilmer. Very, very
Kilmer,
good.
He's kind of gone off the deep end.
Yeah.
Saw a picture of him. He had a huge beard. He was like 500 pounds.
Well, that's the movie. It's a bunch of actors who went off the deep end. It was pretty.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was awesome.
That's cool. I don't think there's anything. I'm trying to think. I remember reading something about movies coming out this summer, and I was like, I was not impressed with anything.
No, that's
Another Hulk movie, but Edward Norton's playing the Hulk, so it won't be terrible.
Maybe he'll fight something other than a dog this movie. Yeah, that's about it, I think. Anything related to a comic book seems tolerable. And everything
Probably
else.
like 35 remakes of movies coming out.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a couple of 80s shows I forgot. They'll probably have Mr. Belvedere, the motion picture.
I know that they just announced that they're going to make an A-Team movie. I was reading a thing online, like a message board, where people are trying to think of who the best A-Team like you can make, with the 4 people.
Why don't you still have Mr. T? I mean, he's not doing anything.
I guess they want Ice Cube, I think, to be B.A. Baracus.
Doesn't Ice Cube need like 40 more pounds of muscle?
I guess, but
I don't see that working.
no.
Ice Cube is just as Ice T.
No Ice Cube.
Ice Cube. Yeah, no, he's just fat. He's not
Yeah.
strong. Isn't he just as old as Mr. T anyway?
Probably. He's got to be like, well, no, Mr. T's probably in his 50s. Ice Cube's probably 40s or so.
Well, how long does it take to make 17 Friday movies? That's how old he is.
Yeah. Well, and those Let's Go Here, Let's Go There.
Mm-hmm.
Are we here yet? Are we there yet? Are we black yet? Any of that?
Are we funny yet? No. Make 7 more.
Are we done yet? Is my contract up yet?
Am I retired yet?
Is the NWA reunion coming anytime soon?
Oh, awful. Do you have to drive to work?
Yes, sir.
Is it
Not very far, luckily.
This girl at work has to drive to work, and she said she was driving home the other day.
Mhm.
I usually don't like telling other people's stories, but this one was pretty funny. And she said she was trying to merge into this lane, and this guy wouldn't let her. So she eventually squeezed in because the lane was ending, and she had to get in there.
Yep.
And she was sending a text message or something, and there's banging on her window, and I guess it was bumper to bumper traffic where it wasn't really moving.
Yeah.
And she said this really old guy was banging on her window, cursing her out. And he started screaming at her, and his dentures flew out of his mouth and onto the street. And he was cursing at her, everything. She just started cracking up. And then she said he picked his dentures up off the street and just put it right back in his mouth. I was like,
It's New York for you.
yeah, pretty much. And then she just laughed in his face until traffic started moving again. Which you got to appreciate.
I want that crazy guy's phone number.
Yeah, we got to drink with him.
I'd like to talk to him, pick his brain a little.
Him and your dad would probably get along.
Him and me would get along.
We got to start hanging out with more old men.
Old men don't like the way the country's going.
They know what's up. Crazy,
Oh, yeah.
angry old men who like to drink.
Yep.
We'll just start a crew.
Yep.
We got to get one as a guest host. That's what we got to do.
Yeah.
I was in Long Island last weekend, and I was, silly me. I was only driving 10 miles an hour over the speed limit. So this guy drives around me and cuts me off really close.
Yeah.
And I see him look in his rearview mirror to look at my reaction. So I flip him off, and he gets so mad. He starts punching his dashboard and cursing. I don't get how you can get mad at that. He was the asshole. He cut me off, and it's and he was looking at me what are you gonna? I don't know. I don't get people anymore. But I think people deserve to get flipped off more often. Later in the night, me and my buddy, who I make those videos with, we're driving around, and he brought one of those huge super soakers just in case. And we're driving up this one-lane road. Once again, we're going the speed limit, and this bitch is shining her brights, and she's honking her horn and tailgating, and so the lane eventually splits into two, and we get stuck at a red light. And of course, it's like, this 18-year-old bitch in a brand new car that her dad bought for her. So my buddy does the universal, roll down your window thing.
Yep.
And she rolls down her window, and he reaches down and he pulls out the Super Soaker and just fills up her car with water. She was screaming and crying, and she's like, "Why'd you do that? Why'd you do that?" We're just like, "Why? You were fucking honking and shining your brights at us for the last 10 minutes, and you wonder why we did something to you? You're lucky we didn't stab you in the eye."
That's great.
Oh, it was great. It was like someone
that's funny.
Got exactly what they deserved.
I get stuck behind I only have 5 miles to go to my work, but the other day I got stuck behind this. There's a light around the corner. There's train tracks and then a light right around the corner from me, and I got stuck behind this guy. The light was red, and I could see him in his car. He's he's leaning over. He was getting out something out of his glove compartment or something. He's not paying attention. The light turns green. I'm laying on the fucking horn. He's not going. The guy finally starts going. We were probably the sixth car, in line or whatever. The light turns yellow, and his fucking asshole, he hits the brake, and then he goes through it. So I had to hit my brake. Oh, I was so pissed. I hate when people do that. They act like they're gonna stop, and then they go through it, and I have to stop so I don't drive through their fucking car.
Right, and then the guy behind you wants to go, and
exactly
smashes into you.
Yeah. Oh, I was furious. It was good too because I'd overslept and I was tired, and that just woke me right up. I was ready to go. I was gonna run the red light and hunt him down.
That was like me yesterday. It usually takes me 25 minutes to get to work, and I usually leave for work, 15 minutes before I have to be there. Mm-hmm. So I left for work 45 minutes before I had to be there. I was all proud of myself. In 2.5 years, I've never left that early. Trains are all fucked up, and it takes me an hour and a half to get to work. I ended up showing up a half hour late.
Ouch.
Yeah, furious. Somebody apparently got sick on the train in front of me, and it backed everything up.
Oh, God.
I don't get why they don't just grab those people and put them outside the train and then have the trains keep running. The paramedics got to come to that train station anyway. Why not just put them right outside the train and have them lay on the platform?
They should just put them in front of the train and then just run them over.
They should put them under the train, because if you can't handle a 10-minute train ride without dying, then it sucks for you.
That's right. New York. This is New York. Time is money.
Exactly. That just made tens of thousands of people late. I mean, that's not worth one human being's life.
No. I mean, unless it was mine, but...
Then I'd want every train stopped for the next 3 days.
For the rest of the day.
Yeah,
I'm not taking any chances here.
Moment of silence,
This is a top 50 ranked podcast here.
Yeah, I don't get that whole thing. I wouldn't mind. If I passed out and I woke up and I was laying outside the train on the platform, and some guy's like, "Sorry, bro, I was going to be late." I think that's totally fine,
Oh, that's understandable. Hell yeah, I would have done the same thing, man. Can I have some change while you're here?
Exactly. I'd probably try and stumble out onto the platform before I passed out, just out of courtesy. Mm-hmm. I don't know what kind of rude bitch is having a seizure or, between stops. It's only a minute between stops.
Probably a tourist.
Yeah. Got on the wrong train and friggin' had a heart attack.
Hyperventilating because there's all kinds of different people all around her, and she's not used to that, coming from the deep south or Midwest.
First time I ever saw a black person and freaked out.
Some guy with a boombox on the radio on the train, and she's freaking out about it.
Oh, I don't get it.
I don't either.
This has been a very upbeat podcast so far.
Yeah, not bad for not having anything to talk about.
Nothing but upbeat stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
That's what we're all about here. So once again, if anybody wants to give feedback on anything, like I said, topics, co-hosts, you name it, just email us. thebrinkofsanity@gmail.com. Mm-hmm. And voting on Podcast Alley is cool. You could just search The Brink of Sanity or Brink of Sanity. We show up now.
Cool.
And don't forget to click on that confirmation email you get. And
Yes, very important.
yeah, because if you just hit vote and put in your email address, the vote doesn't count. You got to click on that confirmation. Last time I mentioned that, we got like 3 extra votes, so I guess a bunch of people like forgot to click on that confirmation.
Clean out your email. Oh, yeah, there it is.
Yep. And it resets every month, so I don't know what day today is, but I'm assuming the new month is coming up soon.
The new month is next Thursday, the day after our next show.
All right, well, then we'll probably be reminding you next show.
Mm-hmm. And every show.
Yeah, maybe. And thebrinkofsanity.libsyn.com. That's where you can find all our old episodes, except for the first 2, because they were...
You don't want to hear anyway.
You don't want to hear it. Trust us.
It's because John Nahegan has a restraining order against those 2 episodes. We're not allowed to air them.
You threaten to sue if we air them anywhere.
Yeah.
So
we don't have that kind of... We're not litigious people, so we don't want to be involved in that lawsuit.
We can't have our first lawsuit until we get our millionth download.
Right.
I mean, nobody cares if somebody with like 10 downloads gets arrested. It's not going to make news.
No.
So we're going to wait.
Might make Fox News, but it wouldn't make CNN.
Right, exactly. A real station. Some real news to report. So we're going to, we'll re-release those first 2 shitcasts, when we get famous and we come out with our Lost Episodes DVD.
Yep.
And the extras are always awful, so it'll fit in perfectly.
Yep.
And, Joel, if you're listening, it wasn't just you. We stunk too, so don't, kill yourself because we keep complaining about those episodes.
I love the new BK commercial with the Future King, where he's a robot.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
I
love the King. I don't know why.
That was a very interesting little segue there.
Yeah, the commercial was on. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I was like, you were just itching to get that one out there. Huh?
No,
I got this A material that I gotta spew out.
I was tuning you out. I wasn't listening to what you were saying, and the commercial came on. I said, "Shit, I got to talk about this."
Podcast commercial. Podcast. I got a commercial. It's awesome when we both drink at the same time.
Yes.
That makes for good radio. Oh, Skype. The Brink of Sanity is the Skype name.
Oh yeah, every Wednesday, sometime between 7:30 and 9:30.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Skype in, say hi, ruin the flow of the show.
Yeah, bring it to a screeching halt.
Mm-hmm. Totally derail us, and then listen to it the next day.
We'll just edit you out anyway.
So. I'm going to do any post-production on this show.
That's true. You had to a little last week.
Yeah, the only time I do post-production is when I...
stop for pee break.
Stop for pee break or spit out some industry happenings that apparently I was only allowed access to the knowledge of, which I...
Jay accidentally gave out the results of the Pennsylvania primary, even though it didn't happen until yesterday, so we had to do a little editing and get that out.
Well, it's all rigged anyway, so, I'm on the email list. They just email me, listen, Hillary's going to win, but you're not allowed to announce it on the podcast because 12 people might hear it.
That's right.
And then, if one of those 12 people wants to...
we don't want all those suckers that actually think Obama's going to do something to get all brokenhearted and commit suicide, which they will in 2 years if he gets elected, once they realize that they wasted all their effort on someone that's not going to get anything done, and he's not the revolutionary figure everybody thinks he is.
Is any of them?
No, but, I mean, they're hyping this guy up to be like he's going to cause a huge... The guy's not going to get anything done if he gets elected. He's going to be more useless than a Connecticut governor, Jody Rell. She's the most useless person in America.
I don't think you can get anything done anymore.
No, you can't, but, I mean, they're hyping him up that he's going to, and then it's going to be a huge disappointment when he gets in there and he realizes that he's in over his head and he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
He just wants to take over Al Sharpton's role as the king of all black people. Then if anybody says anything remotely racist, they'll have to call Obama.
If I was him, I would pick like David Duke to be my running mate. Because you'd get like all the black and all the racist votes.
That is true. You'd get like 100% of the votes.
And then both of them would get killed, and whoever's the third person in line would be the president in like 6 weeks.
Howard Dean.
Howard Dean. Well, he can't run because he's the chairman, but.
Oh. Chairman of what?
Chairman of the board.
What board?
He's the chairman of the Democratic.
You can tell him a big politics buff, huh?
The Democratic Party. He's the chairman.
So he got a job where he can't, like...
Yeah.
Well, that's stupid. Mm-hmm. Maybe next election people will forget about his little outburst and then he'll run again.
Maybe. Maybe Al Gore will run next time.
Maybe I'll actually vote. Probably not, but maybe. Voting's so hard. Like, I tried to vote a couple... I don't know, whatever the last voting thing was.
Yeah.
And it was just way too difficult. There was, I lived in like an apartment complex was it a year ago? And like, I guess depending on where you live is where you can vote. Yeah. And there was a voting place next door to my apartment, but apparently that wasn't the right voting place. So I had to go, that was right outside my district or whatever it is. And so I had to go somewhere else. And I walked around trying to find it for like 20 minutes and I couldn't find it. So then I said, fuck it. I don't know why they got to make it so difficult. I mean, we have computers now. Can't you just, like, log in and be like, I'm here, I'm going to vote here?
It's what they do for American Idol.
I know. American Idol is a better voting system than the government. What are they doing?
Yeah, it's depressing.
Oh, well. Let's save up some money and move to Europe.
There you go.
Do a Britcast. Then we'll have all the time zones to figure out, and we'll never meet up at the same time.
Yeah, probably.
That's all right, though. So I think we're wrapping this episode up.
Sounds like we're starting to lose our momentum.
Yeah, I don't want to keep going if we're going to get boring. So, it's a good thing we decided to stick to an hour because I don't think we could handle a 2-hour show at this point.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Especially with nothing to talk about.
Yeah, it's like two guys who don't do anything trying to, like, talk about stuff.
Yeah.
It's an interesting dynamic we got going. Anyway, I'd like to thank everyone for listening. And, send us those emails because that helps the show along.
Yes.
Not only do we get motivated to do more, it also gives us stuff to talk about.
Yes.
So, help us out a little. And if anybody knows anybody who can make websites, we're going to get one, but we don't know how to make one. So it might look a little crappy until we figure that out. So, if you know anybody or you want to help us out, let us know.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. This is Negator signing off. Dun, dun, dun.
This episode has been approved by Negator.
No, Negator doesn't approve anything.
All right, well, before we say something positive and Bri's whole character's ruined, we're going to sign off. All right, so we'll see you next week. And check on that Libsyn site because I have a feeling a drunk cast is going to be coming up sometime soon.
If you listen to our show, tell a friend. If you don't like it, tell us.
Yeah, please tell us.
Yeah.
We find
I'm not going to do anything about it, but just tell us anyway.
Right. Negativity is...
Fuck you, it's our show.
That's what Bri eats for breakfast.
Damn right. I put it in my coffee.
All right, so we'll see you all next week.
See ya.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.